Thank you. Thrilled to join this awesome event. Unfortunately, I can't be here because I've had the big joy of having a little son who I'm very happy to spend time with, and super excited to be able to do a lot of remote work. And just to give you some context on what we do as on our daily basis in our life, we're as introduced, focused on pharma. We help pharma firms win the digital space. Smile BI was founded as a spin-off out of the agency Dr. Kaske. And we're currently a team of 80 colleagues based out of Munich and Belgrade, and working with large and medium-sized pharma companies. We help them with all kinds of digital marketing challenges. Our main focus is on helping them in the e-commerce space. And what we do there is basically giving them a better view on how their brand's performing, which channels are relevant, how can they achieve higher visibility, how can they win more customers. And to do this, we have a lot of proprietary data on a number of different KPIs, some of which you see here. I don't want to go too much into detail because our time is limited, but just to give you a perspective on what our customers are thinking about, it's basically how can we sell our brands better in online pharmacies. Most of our customers don't sell directly, but through platforms like Shop Apotheke, Doc Morris, or Amazon. And the way we get our data is that we crawl, so similar to what Google does, or how ChatGPT got its data. We visit different e-pharmacy sites and basically we save every information that is in any form relevant to the customer. And we've heard many different takes on this, and I'm a firm believer in it as well. AI is a huge game changer, and Bill Gates has called it the biggest innovation of the last 50 years, meaning more important than the internet or the iPhone. The CEO of Google has said he thinks ChatGPT and similar inventions are more important than electricity. So huge game changer and huge business opportunity, of course. And that's a perspective that I want to expand upon a bit more. It's a huge opportunity, and ChatGPT by itself can already do so much. So there's also, from our view, a bit of a business model challenge, because out of the box, ChatGPT is so strong. It means, how are you going to add value with your product? How can you make sure that you're actually not just a thin layer that can be easily replaced or that is redundant? And the way we approach it at Smile BI is that we leverage our data, and the fact that we have proprietary data means that we can leverage the capabilities of ChatGPT and its API and teach it new things that it doesn't know about because we have this own data. And I think that's a very important point to think about in general. How can you build defensible business models on top of the capabilities that AI provides? And for us, a huge part of the answer is our own data. And it means that for our strategy going forward, as we're trying to implement ChatGPT, we're thinking about ways to get more new data, because the more proprietary data we have, the more valuable our model becomes and the more defensible our business is. And I think that's a critical point when thinking about how to implement AI within your own business and making it defensible. What do we want to do with ChatGPT? We're thinking about different use cases, which are pictured here, and at the same time, we're still learning. And so one of the things with having a lot of data is that sometimes it takes our customers days to unearth insights from the raw data. And we're hoping that ChatGPT will automate some of that search process and help find patterns automatically. Next one is content creation. As all of you know, it's incredibly strong there. And incorporating our data into this content creation process, we think can facilitate and supercharge this process. What's important to consider here in our niche, pharma has a lot of regulatory hurdles. So we're thinking about ways of how can we also incorporate laws like the German Heilmittelwerbegesetz. Advertising for medicines is heavily regulated. And we think that teaching ChatGPT the different little intricacies of the German laws can help not only to create content that is high quality and incorporates new information, but also that is legally compliant, which is hugely important, of course. Sentiment analysis and forecasts, I think, pretty straightforward, and probably many of you are experimenting with these things as well. And just to give you one example from our tool, one data point that our customers are looking at is how are different e-retailers performing in terms of sales. This is a screenshot from our tool, which is based on ClickSense BI technology. And we see on the right-hand side different e-retailers and their historical performance, and also a forecast on how we think this is going to develop. It's currently everything we do in this space is still early phase. We want to have accurate forecast for the next 3 years, where statistical models, of course, will be helping, but also in the future ChatGPT. One interesting problem we stumbled upon, and with which I want to close, is that having a lot of data also provides its unique challenges. So in our case, we crawl 400,000 data points a day across 22,000 products, and this means we have a lot of data, and uploading it to ChatGPT via the API amounts to 5,000 to 10,000 euros daily of upload costs, which for a niche business like ours is not profitable. So the way we are trying to solve this at the moment is to give ChatGPT or the API information about our model in general. How does our data work? What's the structure? And the structure, or ChatGPT doesn't directly answer the user question, but it generates SQL or Python code, which is then executed on our side, and then the insights are provided. So this is helping us to unlock the power of ChatGPT, while at the same time not incurring the cost of many thousands of euros a day, and having an economical model. So also interested to hear maybe later on how other companies are approaching this, and now happy to answer all of your questions.
Right. Thank you very much, Fabian. Very informative. Thank you for sharing your method and details about your business. Any questions from the audience? Any questions from the chat? All right. If you have any more questions, please contact Fabian directly. Or if you would like to rewatch this, again, you can find it on our YouTube channel. Thank you very much, Fabian, for sharing. I do have some questions. Actually, do you think that this model of yours to avoid upload costs is viable for other businesses and specifically other sectors? And where do you see this problem heading?
Yes. So we hope it's applicable to all kinds of questions. We are still also in early phase. We've started implementing this approach over the last couple weeks. We've started shifting our own strategy towards AI over the last 6 weeks. So everybody is still learning, and at the moment we're seeing very promising results. In general, we've seen how strong ChatGPT is already at coding in general, and so we think that going forward, this is a viable approach. It's probably not the only approach. We hope that in a way, as the models become stronger, the API costs will also decrease, making other approaches viable. But for our model, we cannot solely rely on the API getting cheaper.
All right. Thank you very much. Very insightful. Thank you very much, Fabian. It's been a pleasure.